this tomorrow, obviously, because I believe this testimony is happening now. Joseph McGuire, who's the National Intelligence Director, basically is testifying today. And, essentially what he's saying is that the Trump administration put out the transcript of this call. And so, therefore, I am going to speak freely on it. I don't know, Joseph McGuire is not a figure I'm particularly familiar with. I don't know about this institutional, sort of machinations of this. I will just caution in general, and this has dissipated a bit, but in the beginning, there was a huge amount of, very active fantasy life about the intelligence apparatus saving us from Donald Trump. And I would, point everybody to reporting that, Donald Trump went to CIA headquarters in the beginning of his administration, very early on. He gave an extraordinarily bizarre speech, and everybody thought it was funny. And, some resistance people went really overboard and sort of, a lot of CIA jokes will save us. CIA will save us jokes and memes and sincere, gnashing of teeth. And actually what happened after the bizarre speech was that pretty much Donald Trump told them, like, anything, like there were no, the gardening gloves that you had on are off. You can do whatever you want with drones and so on. So, we've seen him. The intelligence and the defense apparatus is extraordinarily happy under Donald Trump. So that is important to remember, even if some people are, individually or even institutionally concerned about how erratic he is and so on. So I do want to sort of caution that. I don't know what the machinations are, but apparently Director McGuire has basically said, look, I'm going to say, what I have to say. So we'll see how this testimony plays out. Here's his opening statement.
August 26th, the Inspector General forwarded a complaint to me from an employee in the intelligence community. The Inspector General stated that the complaint raised an urgent concern, a legally defined term under Whistleblower Protection Act that has been discussed at length in our letters to the committee on September 16 and 17. Before I turn to the discussion about whether the complaint meets the definition of urgent concern, I first want to talk about an even more fundamental issue. Upon reviewing the complaint, we were immediately struck by the fact that many of the allegations of the complaint are based on a conversation between the president and another foreign leader. Such calls are typically subject to executive privilege. As a result, we consulted with the White House counsel's office, and we were advised that much of the information in the complaint was, in fact, subject to executive privilege, a privilege that I do not have the authority to waive. Because of that, we were unable to immediately share the details of the complaint with this committee, but continued to consult with the White House counsels in an effort to do so. Yesterday, the President released the transcripts of the call in question, and therefore, we are now able to disclose the details of both complaint and the Inspector General's letter transmitting to us. As a result, I have provided the House and Senate Intelligence Committees with the full, unredacted complaint, as well as the Inspector General's letter.
All right, so there you have it. We'll see how it plays. We're still getting a lot of complaints.